Hey guys, it's Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening before May 22nd when I kick off my 30-day trial, my first one in quite some time, and I invite you to join me, and I know a number of you will. There's been a couple of you that have indicated what you will be doing. So today I want to do two things. I want to tell you what I will be doing, and I also want to give you a couple of tips as today is the last day to make any changes, make any specifications, tweaks to your plan for the next 30 days. So I have decided to post a new video or write a blog post every day for 30 days. So that means that I will be creating some sort of content, some sort of thing I'll be making, creating, recording, writing, some sort of thing for 30 days in a row. So I'm a little bit intimidated by it, which is a good thing. That's usually how a good 30-day trial should feel. Now, a couple of tips for those of you possibly making last-minute tweaks. I want you guys to make sure that you are very clear and very specific in your goals, so you will know exactly whether at the end of the day you have actually done what you set out to do or not. So some of you have decided to do 5 servings of vegetables a day. And that is actually very specific. You can count those and you will know at the end of the day whether you've done it or not. Others have decided to eat slowly. I would suggest to make that one a little bit more specific. So if you want to eat slowly and mindfully for 30 days, I really encourage you to figure out what that means. How can you make it so specific that you will have a guideline to say yes or no at the end of the day? Maybe it's a certain amount of time that a meal takes, or maybe it will be something else. For those of you going sugar-free, there are a couple of you that decided to try that. As somebody that has done this before, I can tell you right now that you will look for ways to trick yourself. So please be very specific in terms of what that means. For myself, I wanted to avoid added sugars, which meant honey was okay. And natural orange juice without any added sugar was also okay. Or if it was a naturally made jam with no sugar but only berries, that was okay too. So really think through what it is you will be eliminating if that's what you're planning to do for the 30 days. And finally, this is the big one. This is the last one. It's a big one. And this is to make sure that whatever it is you're doing is in fact meaningful. So when I set out this challenge to some of my students back in my teaching days, I remember I had a student that came up to me and said that she decided to give up calling her fiance for 30 days. He was living in a different country at the time, and they talked every evening. And when I asked why would she want to do that for 30 days, she explained that the way she understood the 30-day trial was to give up something that they love. And this is not at all what we're doing. This is not Lent. This is not suffering for the sake of suffering. You guys are not choosing simply to give up something you enjoy. You are choosing to try something on, to experiment with something different. So sometimes this something can be a little bit uncomfortable, and I know that moving every day or giving up sugar can be uncomfortable for some of you. But make sure that whatever you're choosing is in fact making your life bigger and not smaller. This is not to restrict yourself. This is to experiment and feel more liberated, more adventurous than you have in the past, not less. So that will be your last test run for the 30-day trial. Make sure that whatever you picked is not simply hard for the sake of hard, but it's actually making you grow in some way. So if you haven't yet joined the Operation Bucket List group, but you are doing the 30-day trial and you want a little bit of peer accountability, then hop in, send a request, and I will approve you, and we will kick things off tomorrow. And that means that I will post my first video tomorrow on my public Facebook page, and then the day after, and the day after that, and the day after that for 30 days, video or blog post. I'm looking forward to hearing how your trials go and what it is you've chosen, and maybe seeing you in the Operation Bucket List Facebook group. Happy 30-day trial kickoff.